Most mic'd up moments in NFL history. NFL field audio isn't just a couple of sideline mics. It's routed through an NFL Films mixer in the stadium before it ever hits the broadcast truck. On a typical game, up to 2 players from each team can be wired, and the mic can be live right as the offense breaks the huddle. These are mic'd up moments the NFL regrets. Number 1. Patrick Mahomes loses it, and the NFL hands out $150,000 in fines. December 10th, 2023, Chiefs vs. Bills. The money lands first, $150,000. Andy Reid gets fined $100,000. Patrick Mahomes gets fined $50,000. And the league puts it in writing after Kansas City's 20-17 loss to Buffalo at Arrowhead. The flag was offensive offsides on Kadarius Toney on a play that looked like the game winner. CBS stays on Mahomes walking off, still staring at the officials. He keeps going as he meets Josh Allen at midfield, and the camera catches the moment where a normal handshake turns into a rant. Allen's face sells it because he walked into the wrong conversation at the wrong time. Mahomes later says he regretted how he acted toward Allen, which is exactly what the clip needed to stay alive for weeks. Number 2. I'm seeing ghosts, and the Jets can't stop it. October 21st, 2019, Jets at Patriots.
Seeing ghosts.
The line hits while the score is already cruel. ESPN drops it during Monday Night Football with New England up 24-0 in the second quarter, and the game ends 33-0. Sam Darnold finishes with 4 interceptions, and the quote glues itself to the stat line. The meme spreads so fast it doesn't even wait for the final whistle, and every Halloween joke writes itself for free. The Jets don't get fined, they get embarrassed on repeat. Adam Gase says he's unhappy ESPN aired it, and he hints it'll make the team rethink doing mic'd up access at all. Then ESPN cuts back to Darnold's blank stare as the cameras cut back to see if the ghosts are still there. Number 3. Tony Corrente leaves the mic open, gets docked, then gets caught again. 2012 and 2015. Start with how rare this is. The NFL fines a referee a game check after a crew conference accidentally goes out over live audio in Dolphins at Colts on November 4th, 2012. Corrente swears while the officials talk it out at Lucas Oil Stadium, and the league says the words were clearly audible to the TV audience in the crowd. That alone would be a career footnote, but then he shows up again. On December 13th, 2015, during Panthers at Falcons, a hot mic catches the officials joking about being 4 inches from going home, and profanity slips out during the huddle, and somehow the phrase, Mr. 4 Inches, ends up on national TV, straight from an official's huddle. Number 4. Rex Ryan takes the bait, and the fine gets posted. November 2011, Jets at Patriots. This one is a fan video, so there's no delay button and no cleanup. A heckler yells at Rex Ryan during a Jets loss in New England, and Ryan fires back with a bleep-worthy answer. The NFL fines him $75,000, and Ryan apologizes, because you can't argue with your own voice. The funniest part is the heckle. Belichick is better, because Ryan snaps with cameras already trained on him. This is the league's nightmare version of mic'd up, because it isn't curated and it's already online before anyone can pretend it didn't happen. Number 5. Richard Sherman and Michael Crabtree are wired, and the interview becomes history. January 19th, 2014, NFC Championship. The NFL confirms the most important detail. Both guys were mic'd up. That matters because the play happens, and the words that follow are clean enough to air and sharp enough to live forever. Sherman tips the pass intended for Crabtree to end it, then turns toward the camera in the crowd. Seconds later, Aaron Andrews gets the live interview. The backlash comes instantly. The praise comes instantly, and the moment turns into a national argument that lasts longer than the game. The little laugh is the shove and the pat before the interview, because you can see 2 guys arguing in a language only they understand. Number 6. Aaron Rodgers yells at Bears fans, then doubles down later. October 17th, 2021, Packers at Bears.
It's Rodgers running for the score.
You see the crowd first. Rodgers keeps the ball on the goal line for a 6-yard rushing touchdown in a 24-14 win at Soldier Field, and the camera catches him turning toward the boos. It's loud, it's clear, and the sentence lands as a rivalry headline. There's no fine, but the clip still follows him everywhere. Rodgers later says he has no regrets, which gives the quote a second life every time the schedule says Green Bay versus Chicago. Then the broadcast finds a Bears fan staring into space as if he just got personally invoiced. Number 7. Julius Thomas says the quiet part out loud after a touchdown. October 12th, 2014, Broncos at Jets. Here's the line that made the rounds. It hits right after a Denver touchdown in New Jersey, with a field mic close enough to carry it straight to TV. No fine is reported, but the damage is still real because the Jets defense becomes the punchline and Thomas has to answer it for days later. He walks it back with context and says scoring isn't easy, which is true, but the mic already did its job. On replay, defenders jog back while the audio is still ringing, and the timing turns celebration into an insult. Number 8. You Lucky We Ass becomes in an apology tour, November 26, 2023.
I just want to apologize to my teammates and the coaches, for even having to answer questions about that.
Patriots at Giants. The cleanup comes first. Jabril Peppers spends the week apologizing to teammates and coaches after a mic'd up clip goes viral. Then you rewind to why. Saquon Barkley is the player wearing the mic, walking off after a 10-7 Giants win, and Peppers walks up and says it anyway. You lucky we ass. It's a brutal sentence because it insults his own team while he's standing next to the league's microphone, and Barkley's body language says it all, as if someone handed him a note he didn't ask to read. By Friday, Peppers is publicly calling it a distraction, and the clip has already done its damage. Number 9. Belichick gets caught yelling at the refs as the broadcast goes to break. December 24th, 2023, Broncos at Patriots. The camera goes high, the audio stays close. On a Sunday night in Foxborough, the NFL Network broadcast catches Bill Belichick mid-rant at the officiating crew. The complaint is about the ball being set quickly without giving the Patriots a chance to substitute, and the clip lands because you rarely hear him that clear. The timing is brutal because the broadcast drifts toward commercial while he's still barking. A coach can yell all day and nobody cares, but once the words hit the air, the moment becomes the story. Number 10. Kevin O'Connell is doing a calm live interview. Then the flag hits. August 2025 preseason Vikings vs. Patriots. This starts calm. O'Connell is talking through the play call on a live broadcast, and he's mid-sentence when he sees the yellow flag. The bleep tries to save it, but you can still hear the moment he realizes he's on live TV. There's no fine and no league memo. The punishment is the awkward replay that keeps getting shared. The on-air switch is his voice and the whole joke, because a preseason flag still ruins a coach's night. 1 second, he's selling the audience of the scheme, and the next second, he's selling the audience on why live mics are dangerous. Number 11. Jackson Smith-Njigba yells bullshit into the referee mic and still avoids a fine. September 25th, 2025, Seahawks at Cardinals. The ref is already on the mic. Alex Kemp is announcing a holding call, so the stadium and the broadcast can hear every word, and Smith-Njigba walks by furious. Kemp turns and gives him the stare that every kid recognizes, and the booth laughs because the look says everything. Then the follow-up makes it even stranger. The league fine list comes out and his name isn't on it. Kemp tries to shut the mic off after the words already hit the air, and that's the whole comedy. Seattle still wins 23-20, but the clip wins the week. Number 12. Amon-Ra St. Brown shouts on a hot mic, then apologizes on SportsCenter. September 22nd, 2025, Lions at Ravens. The broadcast catches it live, and you can feel the producers panic. After a touchdown in Baltimore on Monday night, Amon-Ra St. Brown celebrates right into a hot mic. He shouts an expletive and a racial slur, and the broadcast catches it live. The clip goes everywhere because it's a star player, a primetime window, and audio that's too clear. Then the response adds a second scene. St. Brown goes on SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt and says, "Excuse my profanity. I was just full of emotions," and he apologizes for what went out over the air. Van Pelt has to ask about it with a straight face while the clip is still trending. The NFL keeps wiring people up because real sound sells the game better than any promo. But the league can't control the timing, and the mic never cares who you are. Once a line hits the air, you either pay, apologize, or live inside the replay forever.